Hi, I'm here with Becca of Heron Moon, who's my friend and also one of the first people to do my mindfulness for stress course when I first started it a few years ago. So I'm going to ask Becca a bit about how she's found mindfulness and how she found the course. So hi Becca.
Hello. Hi.
So how did you find the course?
I mean, life-changing, like really, really life-changing. It came at a time in my life when I was transitioning from working in a corporate environment and in a really, really kind of busy, sort of stressful, um, profit making kind of place to moving on from that and thinking about starting my own business. So it was really, really good timing for me. I'd had a lot of stress, and I was looking to sort of really change my life, and it was just perfect for me at the time.
So how did it help you?
I think just like just that real, like, living in the moment idea. Like, we all talk about it, we all say, oh, live in the moment, but we don't really ever kind of think about what that actually really means. And I think it was a massive relief for me to go, oh right, okay, my life is actually like a series of individual moments, and if I'm okay in each individual moment, then I'm okay. And that I found like a massive relief. I realized that like a lot of my anxiety was coming from worrying about the future, and also the being dragged back into the past as well. So it was a really, like, I think the exercises kind of really helped me to grasp that idea of being in the moment so much more than I'd ever kind of really grasped before.
And how does that realization of living in the moment help you with stress?
I think it's just like, I think, when you start to feel stressed about something, again, it's back to this moment thing. When you start to feel stressed about something, it's because you're worrying about something that actually hasn't happened yet or might happen in the future. And like, I have now, it's like something, the training of the mindfulness practice, and that kind of the way that that changes your brain over time means that I am most more able now to kind of like have that my brain will interrupt, and I'll remember that I can stop, and I can just breathe, and I can just be here now, and that there is a place where I can go, where I am okay, and it doesn't really matter what's going on around me. So I think that in itself is a massive stress release. I don't know if you can hear, but my dog is actually dreaming in the background. So those funny little noises is the dog.
Oh, I can't hear it.
Can't hear it. Okay, well, if you hear any weird squealing, barking, funny noises, it's the dog in a, being in the moment in her dream.
No, I love that what you just said. That's such a nice description of mindfulness. And so since then, like you said at the time when you did the course, your life was really stressful and your job was really full on. Like, how's your life changed since then?
Well, my life is still could still be described as stressful. I naturally seem to, I'm the sort of person, I realize now, that I will fill my life with lots and lots of things. I have to have a lot of stuff going on all of the time. But I'm able to manage it much better because I incorporate mindfulness into my daily life. Um, so, at the moment I'm like writing courses, and I'm working, and I'm doing a master. So I've got like a lot going on, but I every single day I go out in nature, and every single day I listen to the birds sing. Every single day I listen to guided meditations, or I meditate myself. So having those stop gaps throughout my day just means that I'm a lot more, um, I don't know, I'm just aware, like I'm just more aware that this is my life now. And it's like, I'm not necessarily always trying to get somewhere. It gives me the opportunity to sort of check in and go, oh, all right, okay, I'm here now, and that's cool. So yeah, it just like, it's a tool, but it's real as well. Like it is reality. I think that's what I really like associate mindfulness with. I associate it with like all that other stuff that's going on is just all other stuff going on, and it's not necessarily real. It might be imagined kind of concerns or worries about the future, or ruminating on the past. And actually what is actually real um is that I can connect with my breath. I can feel my feet on the ground. I can listen to the birds sing and be there in that moment. And I think like that is just applied now to sort of almost everything that I do. So, it's really, really good for that sort of thing, just sort of bit. Don't know if I'm making any sense now. I might be rambling a bit, but it's hard to quantify. And I think that for me, I suppose one of the things that I really got out of doing mindfulness practice is like a way of sort of labeling certain things in a way that I could go to. So like, breathing practices and mindful walking and just all the different techniques that you learn. It gives you something, a practice to go to that is really, it's a self-soothing technique, like you're soothing yourself. And it, I think over time as well, the more that you practice, the easier it becomes, and the more it kind of flows and stuff. Does
And
that make sense? I don't know if I'm rambling and stuff now, but yeah.
yeah, it
Just
makes
happy
sense.
up, just a bit. Cool.
Yeah, it makes total sense. And a lot of people try things like apps, or they try to get into mindfulness by doing meditation through apps. What do you think is the benefit of actually working with a teacher and doing a mindfulness course?
I think that like having a teacher just gives you the opportunity to be able to question certain things. So like, I guess I find in general, like I'm lucky because you're my friend and you're also a mindfulness teacher. So like in life generally, I know that I can kind of come to you with a problem and you'll be able to approach it from a mindfulness perspective. And I think that's what you get from a teacher, whereas it's very easy when you're just using apps, or you just do bits and bobs yourself, to kind of let that negative voice um creep back in, and those behaviors creep back in. So you have the support of the teacher, but you also have the support of the other people in the group. And I think that then, so it becomes a more collective experience, because you're realizing that you're not the only one that goes down these kind of loops of thinking that can be destructive. So it's understanding that the things that you experience are universal, and that it's not something's wrong with you. It's just that you have learned behaviors, and it's society, and it's just the way that we are. I think mindfulness is taking us back to how we would have been, many, many years ago, before life got so complicated. And that that's kind of part of the beauty of it, really. And it just, I don't know, like I suppose just realizing that, um, yeah, you're not alone, yeah, you're not alone. It's an experience, it's something that, and then also as well, like I'd done a little bit of mindfulness before I did your course, but like there's a key moment that I really remember when I was meditating in the in a course, in your course, and having like a teacher there and stuff, and being guided. And I took a moment, and I remember looking out the window and seeing a tree, and having it just helped me to have that real moment of realization. I was just like, oh my God, like I'm just living in my mind all the time. That's going on out there. That tree is growing and that's happening. And it was like, I don't think I could have got that on my own or with an app. I don't
Mm.
think I could have had that same, I'm not saying the apps are crap or anything, but I just don't, there's definitely a place for them. But it was just, it's so much more personable as well. Personal to
Yeah,
me.
it's I love those kind of moments that people have when they're doing the course and people
Yeah.
share them, and they're really ordinary moments. Like you said, it's looking at a tree, or someone will just go, I looked at a leaf today, or just these little things, and people suddenly get this new experience of it. And it's just one of the things I love seeing as I teach the course, that people experience as they get in a few weeks, they just start to experience things in this different way. So yeah, I love that. Um, and the other thing I was going to ask you about is, like, obviously you teach sound healing, and you coach people and things like that as well. So how does mindfulness help you within the kind of work you do with people these days?
Well, I mean, mindfulness, it to me is like is this perspective that I come at from. I come to everything from now, so it's like almost like the background or to everything else that I do. So I don't think you can't teach sound healing without incorporating mindfulness into it. It's a big part of it. Like, for me, mindfulness it is everything. It is what, like, it is getting back to sort of what's real and what life's all about. So I would say it's completely like fundamental to all of the other work that I do. I mean, I couldn't coach as well as I do and have the results that I get without mindfulness. Like um, it's really, really key. And like when I got really into like going back and looking at, other sort of, like spiritual leaders and stuff like that, and like, it's just seeing that's it's the wisdom. That's the word I'm looking for. It's the wisdom behind everything else. And so, it's essential in everything that I do now and in my success that I've
It
had.
really is behind like everything, isn't it? And but I think it's so beneficial to study that on its own and then bring it
Mm.
to all those other kind of things that you can do, because it just adds like an extra depth and understanding, doesn't it, to any kind of personal development work that you can do.
Yeah,
Um,
most definitely. Like yeah, it's essential, I think, for well-being.
and so what would you say to anyone who was like interested in taking the course?
Well, I definitely do it. Like, I think what have you got to lose? I think go for it. You've got so much to gain. And you've got absolutely nothing to lose. You'll get to know yourself better. You'll learn techniques that will last you a lifetime. It can only improve your life.
Mm. Yeah, totally. Well, thanks so much, Becca, for talking to me today and sharing your experience. Really good to talk to you.
Thank
And for anybody who is interested, the course is starting on February 13th, 2 weeks from today. And you can sign up for the next week. The link's going to be in my bio. So let me know if you're interested. Okay, thanks then. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.